Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Page of Swords podcast. We're on episode 3 with Kimberly Sayers. She is a physique competitor, and I met Kim when we did the Lehigh Valley. So, Kim, go ahead and tell me about yourself, your age, and where you're from, and we'll go from there.
Age is always like a scary thing to express. I'm 34. I live in South Jersey, so I'm literally right outside of Philadelphia. And I've been doing this for about 9 years, the whole bodybuilding thing. I've been an athlete all my life, though, so I've played every sport you could think of and just kind of sort of literally ran with it. So
it was in high school that you did all those sports?
Oh, yeah, I played softball, tried the basketball thing, wasn't too good to it, so I stuck with indoor track. And then I ran outdoor, and I played field hockey. I actually still play field hockey when I'm not in season for training. I play out of New York in a club league, and they're awesome. We got a chance to travel, and I went to Barbados and played for a tournament, which was like amazing.
Oh, wow. So you were traveling like younger, and you've been around.
I love traveling. I've been to about 15 countries, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I have an addiction.
Which one's your favorite then?
So they all were something different. So Trinidad was my absolute favorite just because I got a chance to do Carnival. So we were there for 7 days, and I was with a friend who lived in Trinidad. So I got that whole like homey indigenous feeling, and their food, the bacon shark was awesome. Their roadies were, out of this world. And we got a chance to dance in the middle of the street in a costume, and everybody was just so friendly. It was great. I loved it. But to be honest with you, like I said, every place that I've been to has had a different purpose and a different feel. So obviously Paris is one of my favorites. That's where Kevin proposed. So that's like an instant, you're never going to forget it. It's just, one of those romantic places. And then all of a sudden he takes it to a whole nother level. So of course you've got to be like, well, that's, on my top 3. So, but yeah, it's been great. Like traveling is a mini addiction of mine. So,
well, hey, traveling is fun because I feel like you meet so many different people out there, and it's just so much fun. So you said you've been competing for 9 years. So did you start in physique?
No, I actually started in bikini.
Okay.
So a little fun fact, everybody, especially women, we get stuck on this number when it comes to our weight. And when I started, I was 165 pounds. And at this moment, I'm about I teeter-totter between 158 and 163-ish, give or take. So my weight hasn't changed. It's just my actual physique has changed. So when you get stuck on that number, you just kind of, get a little crazy. So I decided to do bikini, and I had a girlfriend who did it, and I was like, ooh, that looks like a lot of fun. Let's just try it out and see what happens. I dropped down to 125. So you're looking at 40 pounds. Girl, I gained that 40 pounds back in 3 weeks. Literally after I walked off the stage, I was like, and then cookies and an edible arrangement and a pizza. And everybody's like, you deserve it. You worked really hard. And I'm like, you're right. And I wish I would have known what I know now back then, because I was destroying myself, completely destroying myself. So started out with bikini, and I actually walked through the door, and the lady was like, wow, your arms are really great. And this is right before Daniel and Bailey, they had the women's physique in the Olympia. So this was, I'm dating myself. So this was before that. They're like, wow, your arms remind us of DLB. And I instantly knew I wasn't going to do well in bikini. I instantly knew. So I was like, okay, well, I got to figure this out. And I was in the WBFF. So I wasn't in NPC yet.
I was going to say, I don't think it dates you back here to 2014 on the NPC
so 2013 was my first show in Connecticut in April.
Okay.
That was my first. And it was just too much for me, the WBFF. I mean, each, area has its own go-to, but it didn't fit me. It didn't fit what I was looking for. So then I just crossed over to the NPC, and I haven't left. So
did someone tell you to do bikini, or how did you find out about competing and everything?
I had a friend who I actually worked with who did a show, and she looked phenomenal. And I was like, this looks like a lot of fun. I'm just going to try it out. So then I got in touch with her coach, and then I just, it was literally heads down. I was up at 5 o'clock doing my workouts because I worked at 9. So I had to make sure everything was right. And again, I didn't really know much. So I fasted all my workouts, and then I ate. And, of course I had these crazy results 3 weeks in. I'm like, oh my God, look at me. I'm shredded. And little did I know I wasn't building anything. I was just still tearing everything down. So Yeah, that was, dude, when I think about it, I'm like, what was I doing? Like,
You didn't work with anybody? No coach?
Yeah, but she was virtual. So she just sent me my workouts, and there wasn't no real check-in unless I was like, hey, listen, this isn't working, or, you know, can I get another workout, or, you know, my food X, Y, and Z. So I learned a lot from her, but I met one of my teammates at the same show, and she gave her the same exact plan that she gave me, and my body type was 1,000 times different than hers. So of course you're going to see results when you put the work in, but are you seeing the results that you want to see? So I learned a lot from that. After I saw that, I was like, all right, we got to figure something else out. So
do you think that was like a cookie cutter kind of diet, or you think
yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Now that I'm like more, you know, understanding in season and a coach myself, I pay attention to that. And I tell all my girls, I'm like, listen, your body is a science project. So we're going to have to, you know, figure out, especially if this is your first time, we're going to have to really figure out, are you a brown rice or a sweet potato type of gal? Like, which one do you react better to? So it's just getting used to that and just kind of like figuring that out. So yeah, my first show.
Going into that, so you just said that you're a coach for your job and everything. Did you go to school for that? You're fine.
Sorry. No, I actually went to school for urban education and public policy. So I have my master's degree in that. So I wanted to like fix redlining and better education. And after I did my thesis, I was like, I need a break from all of this. And then I ended up finding the bodybuilding and the physical aspect of everything. And I was just like, this is where I need to be at. So schooling was great. And yeah, I have the degrees on the wall, and unfortunately I'm not doing anything with them, but they taught me a lot of how to like stick with what I need to do. And then also the research aspect of it. So writing a thesis isn't just like, oh, hey, let me just find this journal entry in that book and put it together. No, I'm like, you know, 37 pages deep, and that's just the intro. So I learned a lot that way, but I'm in the hospitality industry. So, and I've been in the hospitality industry for a long time. I'm not going to, again, date myself on that, but I've been into a really long time. So I think that's where my connection with a lot of my girls come with, is just being able to talk to them and understand that this is life. Like, stuff happens and growth happens, and I don't know everything. So if you have questions, please don't be scared to ask, because we won't be able to fix it if you can't communicate with me, which is something that I learned from a few of my coaches, that I couldn't communicate with them. They made me feel like I had to be almost like superhuman. And, you know, if I wanted that cookie at that moment and then I stuffed my face with that cookie, I couldn't tell them that I stuffed my face with that cookie, and I didn't know how to respond to that. So then I stuffed my face with more cookies. So, you know, it's just, again, you different coaches, you learn to respond differently and become what you feel is the best version of you to give to others. So I learned a lot about myself through that. But the coaching actually comes from my coach who runs RTN.
Okay.
And so we're right underneath of him, because he's out of Metuchen in North Jersey. Okay. So we figured we'd branch out into South Jersey, so we're all just one big unit.
Okay.
So.
And you train a lot of in-person people, I've seen, right, in your videos. Yeah. And so, I mean, yeah. So you're not really in a gym right now. Are you doing mostly outdoor stuff?
Yeah. A lot of my girls are very receptive to that. I feel like we tend to get stuck in this. I need to touch iron. I need to put, you know, something super heavy in my hands. But at the moment, doing something is better than doing nothing. So we've done a lot of like calisthenic things, and I really like the fact that if you're able to pull your own body weight, then I can put a heavier weight in your hand. That means that your muscles have built that endurance to be able to pull something heavy in a safe type of way, because now you understand why your muscles are supposed to be moving those ways. So that muscle to mind connection. So that's what we've been really focusing in on since we can't get into a gym right now. So, and they've all been doing pretty well. I mean, I can't complain. They're all pretty great. So.
Yeah, it looks like you've been going to like a local like school on the track field and everything.
Yeah.
Like that. So it's pretty easy to find a place.
Take it way back. So, but it's great. I mean, some of the gyms over in Philly are open, so we kind of sneak over there when we try to fit in like a heavy day, but can't do that too much. I can't wait for Jersey to open back up though.
Hopefully soon. I was going to say, I think I hear rumors about New York gyms opening soon, which it's just wild to me because I'm out here in Pittsburgh. You know, we've been open since Memorial Day. So, you know, I feel bad for you guys.
Yeah, I know. It's like literally like pulling teeth. And I mean, I have my own opinions on some of those things, but I feel like with Kumo, Murphy usually follows right behind him. So I'm hoping that maybe after Labor Day weekend, he might just be like, hey, listen, you know, New York has been doing well for at least 2 weeks. You know, let's test it out and see what happens. But he's got his own guidelines too. I don't know if you got a chance to look at those. Murphy has his like really strict guidelines before he even thinks about opening up the gym. So
yeah, every state's different. It's really hard to keep track of everything of like, you know, like what's going on, trying to keep track. So with coaching and everything, how long have you been doing coaching then?
I've been coaching for about 2 years. It's just kind of sort of like with anything else. If I don't understand my body, how am I going to help somebody else understand theirs? So once I got really comfortable with understanding how my body worked and, you know, the importance of certain foods, like I said, are you a brown rice or sweet potato? Then I'm better able to communicate that with my clients. So I've been doing it for about 2 years.
Are they mostly lifestyle? Do you have any prep?
I have a few prep.
Okay.
And they're doing phenomenal. They are inspirations to me because a lot of them have kids and, you know, they're still working and they're great. Like I can't even, you know, I have 2 of them that they go to the gym with each other. They motivate each other. It's their first time ever. It was just one of those things where, you know, I just want to do it once. And I'm like, you say that. And then I promise you, once you put that suit on and your hair and your makeup and everything's done and you saw everything that you've done over the past, you know, 6 months come together on stage, you're going to be like, okay, maybe I can do this again. Maybe
Are they bikini figure physique?
So my two young ladies who will possibly be doing the big cat, if it doesn't get postponed, they're doing figure. And then I have another young lady who might possibly be doing the Lehigh Championship.
Yeah, because that one got moved back too.
Yeah, it got moved back to November. She does bikini, so I think she might be doing that. But because of the way the season is rolling with everything, some of them have been postponed a few times, so they're just kind of trying to. I told them, I was like, listen, the bodybuilding game is all about time. The more time you get, the better off you're actually going to be. So, especially with it being your first time, I know you really want to get on stage, but that gives us more time to kind of, you know, build and have you come into yourself. But
I know they get so excited.
Oh my goodness, it's great. You know, it's great being a coach and watching them just change. And it's funny because some of the things that they complain to me about, I'm like, oh my God, do I complain like that to my coach? You know, and I'm like, yeah, I'm probably worse. I'm not gonna lie, probably worse.
It's because you're more experienced and you're just like, I should know better.
I'm like, and I'm still like, but I don't. And he's like, hey, how long
you're like, but the cookies.
Right? They keep staring at me. Okay, so throw them away. No, that's wasting money. I'm not doing it.
Exactly.
You know, I'm not doing it.
So I'm looking at your show history again here, and yeah, you've done a lot of shows. I think I'm looking at 2015. You've done like 3 shows, and I mean, girl, do you mostly do shows? You've done all East Coast shows?
Yeah, I went to Ohio for the Arnold.
Okay.
And then the one that you're looking at right now, that's Miami, and that was my first.
Sweet.
Yeah, so that was my first national show.
Oh yeah, okay.
That was one of the ones in 2015, I think, where I was like, you know what? I'm either going to stop this sport because it's expensive, or I am going to fall more in love with it and take it more seriously. So that show right there is where my love was like, you know what? I can do this. Yeah. I can change, I can like mold, I can, you know, figure it out. And that was like one of my favorite experiences. I think the Miami National Show was wonderful. Like I love the way they ran it. I wasn't a big fan of the 2-day because of wearing my makeup and stuff, but like the whole experience, meeting new people, it was great. Like nothing deferred me from that. And then that's actually Team U from last year.
Yeah, I was looking at the differences with your back here. I mean, your legs you've made so much improvements in your legs.
Yeah, I've been killing them. Those are my shoulders.
Yeah, definitely got some good pop going on.
Yeah. So, and I stopped deadlifting.
Yeah.
And from playing field hockey, I had really strong obliques. So for 16 years, I'm constantly twerking. So
Yeah.
it made me boxy. So I ended up investing in a waist trainer. And I know everybody's like, do they really work? And I'm like, I've actually been using one for about 5 years, and I only do it when I do cardio because I need to bring in that muscle. I was just so thick.
Yeah, I'm glad you bring that up because like I wear waist trainers myself. I always have, just because I always think the little details matter kind of
Yeah,
thing.
they
Like
do.
I really feel like you know, that if it helps, it helps. Everybody's got their own opinion about it, but I just feel that at least they help your breathing and your posture and the way that you stand. And I wear mine like sitting here at my job when I'm working on the computer. I've got like more of a fitness belt for when I'm training. Like I know everybody has like a lifting belt, but mine's more of like a waist trainer style.
Okay.
So, and you wear yours just cardio, you said, right?
Just cardio. Yeah, because the way that I think about it is that if I'm wearing something while I'm training, weight training, it takes away from me actually paying attention to using my core, which weakens my core muscles, which then causes back injuries.
Sure.
So I try to avoid, again, I'm getting older, so I try to avoid anything that's going to enable that to happen. And I know that when I'm doing the cardio, at least with that, you're right, it helps. I wear it when I run outside with the breathing. It helps me really focus in on those muscles that I'm actually using. So, but yeah, the weights trainer, I've really, like, I'm a huge wholehearted, like, go-getter with it. So.
Well, yeah, and I just feel that especially with, you know, any division really, it's just whoever's got a more dramatic shape in that waist can really make or break somebody that I've seen. So, I mean, any division, I think that like just that overall shape and balance, that waist trainer can help a lot.
And it's so weird. I had one of my mentor, Gloria Falls. She was women's physique, and she's like, you just have really long limbs for somebody who's short. I'm like, I know, it's strange. So I had to really bring in that X factor. So I had to learn how to open up my lats more, and I had to create more of a drastic feel. And by doing that, I had to bring my waist in.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to. So the one with the purple suit.
This one here?
61, yeah, that was my first overall win. So I was at the Philly Classic odd show, and it was great. That was like my coming out year, I guess you could say, because, you know, I'm constantly on stage, and I was second, third. I just couldn't seem to get those legs to like show up. And then here, I changed my coach.
Oh, okay.
So he actually listened to me because my upper body would come in before my lower half. So I was essentially starving myself and overtraining. So I would get super small up top, and then my legs would still just be like, we're not showing up to the party. It's just not happening. So finally had a coach that fed me the way that I needed to be fed and trained me. And that was my first overall win. And then, you know, I did that show in 2018, and then I did Team U at the end of 2018, and I was just too depleted by then. I think it was too long of a prep, and I just wasn't happy. I didn't have enough time with how I was prepping, to be honest. I didn't eat enough before I stepped on stage. I didn't realize how early I was going to be stepping on stage.
Yeah.
So I was just so small. I ended up coming in like second to last.
Yeah, it said 12th for the universe, but I mean, that's a big show too.
Yeah.
So, and that was your second national?
That was my second national. Yeah, but I guess I did the Arnold Classic. I don't know if that's considered a national.
Yeah, I know. Arnold's kind of like, is it not?
I know. And that was the year that I think there was a hurricane or a snowstorm, so not everybody showed up.
Yeah.
I want to say there was like 6 of us, and they put me in the wrong class because they just put all the classes together. So I was stuck with these super tall girls. I was weird, but I loved how I came in, and I actually was on stage. I was top 4, but then when they called us all out, I was 6th out of 7. So, but it was a great experience. I had a great time. Like, I can say that I stepped on the Arnold stage, and
Yeah, there's no Arnold pictures that I can bring up. It says there's none available, but yeah, that's what my goal is actually. I would love to step on the Arnold stage as an amateur. So I hear Backstage and everything is a really good experience.
Oh yeah, it's great. The whole pump up area is like something you will never ever experience at any national show. There's so much space. It's almost like being on like a nice fluffy carpet or turf, and you're in the back. So where all of your stuff is definitely is like you're literally sitting on top of each other. You need to make a friend. But when you go back for pumping and all that stuff, they definitely give you the space. But stepping on that stage is just a totally different experience. Like you're just like, I'm at the Arnold. Like above anything else, I'm at the Arnold. Like this is,
and for us, it's close to home.
Screen TV. Like it's great.
Yeah, and it's like for the amateurs, I mean, it was during the expo. So like the expo is going on and you're like right there, right?
Yep, you get that. Well, when you first go out, so before the finals, they put you in a theater area. So you don't get a chance to see the expo. You have to make top 5 to get to the expo stage.
Okay.
Once you get to the expo stage, then yeah, that's when they do all like the finals and all that stuff. But the experience in itself was great. Like
I hear the pump up rooms almost like what they have for the pros, like normal pros.
I don't know what the pros look like, but it's beautiful.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic though, because that's definitely what I'm aiming to do. So when did you start doing figure and physique? So when did you decide you kind of wanted to do the crossovers?
When I realized that once I go pro for women's physique, I don't want to get any bigger.
Okay.
I just don't want to do anything else to my body. And I figured figure was something that I could transfer into. I actually started that last year.
Okay.
I already knew how to like spread my lats. I already knew most of the posing, so it wasn't super out of the norm and uncomfortable for me. I'm still learning on how to do certain things and be super girly in heels. Because a little secret, last year at Team U, I almost like broke something walking down the stairs. So that was a lot of fun. The guy behind the curtain, he was like, that's the most athletic thing I've ever seen. He's like, you fell down the stairs and caught yourself.
Well, this is why I train. Just to be able to hold myself up.
Like, oh my God, I think playing field hockey all those years and like twisting ankles and stuff is really what helped and saved me from like actually breaking something. And I'm just like, I almost ended my career just stepping. That's why I was like, that's why I don't put myself in heels.
Now, was it hard for the posing? Like I know you know how to, but was it hard to, when you're doing the same show and you kind of have to like change your mindset a little bit?
Yeah, at Lehigh, I actually thought that I would get a chance to watch somebody go in front of me. And of course, right when I got off the stage for physique, they were like, all right, ladies. And I was the first number in the line. So I was like, definitely don't get a chance to watch anybody. So I turned to the girl behind me. I was like, so what exactly do I need to do? She's like, just go to the middle and hit your front and your side and your back. And then, walk off. I said, okay, all right, I can do that. That I can do. And then, of course, like I felt totally bad because I ended up taking first in our class. So I was just like, I'm asking this girl behind me how to do things. And then, but it was genuine. Like I literally thought that I was going to get a chance to watch somebody go in front of me. But I was practicing the posing, but there were still so many things I needed to work on. But I ended up like falling in love with it. I'm still working on a few things. I'm a lot more comfortable in the heels. But that's tough. Like any girl who does figure, like kudos, because the reason why I did physique was just because I could be in bare feet.
Yeah. Now, did you like doing physique routines? Because I think that's really cool. Do you enjoy that part?
Love it.
Yeah.
It's like I can pick a song and just run with it. And
do you change it up every show?
I used to. Last year was the first time that I actually stuck with the same song.
Okay.
And I just felt more confident, and it does bring your confidence out more because you're like, you've already done this. I've practiced this literally now 3 times before stepping on a national stage, but 1,000 times before even stepping on any of those stages. So I learned my lesson that way. And it's really cool to just kind of watch some of the pros, and then you kind of pick and choose like what you like and what you feel is going to bring out your best attributes, and then put it all together. And I always try to have a lot of fun doing it. So I start off a little serious, and then by the end, I'm like, you know, and everybody's like, so what are you doing? I'm like, just living life. What are you doing? So
judges like that, audience, that's what I think would be so much fun, is to, you know, if the audience starts to actually
get into it.
To your routine. Because I know you were saying about Dana Lynn Bailey, and I remember listening to some of her interviews that she would say, you know, she would just, you know, pick a song and just go with it. You know, she would just pose as she goes. I think Kai Green does that too for his.
Kai Green is amazing. I've seen him a few times, and just watching him is just like so impressive. I'm like, I just wish that I could just have a little bit of your swag on stage.
A little bit.
Dana's the same way though. Her whole movements, like if you watch any of them, she had one with I think it was The Weeknd, Dirty Diana. I can't get that out of my head. She had it mixed with another song, and I'm just like, she is just, I love it. Like I literally am just like, I could sit here and watch you do this routine 1,000 times and and still be like, you know, just.
And I love watching that stuff. I mean, I feel bad for the fitness girls, because I feel like fitness should be that cool too. But like, I feel like everybody wants to talk more about the physique, probably because of the shape and the mass that comes with it more. But it is really cool to put all that time into your physique and something beautifully that's creative to show it.
That's what I like about it, is that not only, you know, it's not like where you just have your front, back, side. It's no, you have your front, back, your side, your quarter turns, and then you also have your mandatories. Mm-hmm. So you at least can get a minute up there to be seen after all the time that you've put into prep. Mm-hmm. Like being on a roller coaster, you know, you find the one that's the longest because you're standing in line that long.
And we were talking about posing too. So, so for now, when you said about working with Shanique Grant.
Yeah.
And that's like soon.
Yeah, that'll be on, I think it's this Sunday coming up actually.
Oh, nice.
She's great. I'm like super excited. I loved watching her pose. Mm-hmm. She just is so graceful, and it's the same. We all have our mandatories and we have things that we have to hit, but everybody's body is different. And that's what I really liked about when I got a chance to speak with her, is that she's like, we're going to find what best fits your body type. We're going to bring out your lines. Okay, we all have to hit the double front bi, but if you tweak your toe this way, or you push down that way, or you move your hips just a tad bit this way, it's going to bring out lines that, you know, maybe the girl next to you isn't showing. So I'm really excited to get a chance to actually speak with her and go over those things, because I've been in the game for a while and I always get compliments on my posing, but I feel like there's just some things now that I'm where I want to be at physique wise, that I want to show more of it. And I just feel like maybe my posing is just a tad bit outdated in a sense. Like I just want to really show everything that I've been working with. So I'm
working with the best. I mean,
yeah. And I'm like really excited about that too. It like literally hit me while I was driving in the car. I was like, oh my God. Like she's going to be in my living room, you know, on a screen, but she's going to be in my living room. Like,
but yeah, but you still get it's like, you know, our bodybuilding people are like our famous people. So when you meet them, like when I met Sydney Gillen, it was the same thing. It was literally like I actually met her in person and I was like, oh, wow, don't be weird. Just, hey, girl.
Yeah, hey.
So I want to talk about your suits, too, because you've had a lot of suits. You've been doing this a while. So you got all kinds of suits.
I do. Okay, so my first suit ever was a purple suit. Okay. With like little gems on it. I just bought it off a site and I was like, Kim, you're not going to spend some off the wall amount for a suit. And who knows if you're ever going to do this again. Mm-hmm. So my first suit was like $200, I think. And I was like, all right, cool. This is great. I don't even know what's on here. It's like the first one with my hair was like ombre-ish, I think. So it's like 2000 and oh my God, girl. Oh, so bad. So that suit was my first one. Yeah. Oh, I still have that. I found that in like a random bag while I was thinking things out. So bad. And then I got there's a blue suit somewhere. I got the blue suit, the green suit from the Lehigh, and then the blue suit from Team U, all from Decked in Diamonds. She's actually out of New York.
Okay.
Georgianne, she's like the best person ever. Her fabric is amazing. And she goes to your budget. So if you're like, hey, listen, I only have this much, but I love this design, like what can we do? She's going to work with you. So it's not like, oh, well, this is the only way that it comes and this is how much it's going to be. And that's not it. She's phenomenal. So I actually am looking to get another suit for next year from her. So we were talking about the colors and all that stuff. And she's one of my favorite people. You tell her what color you want, she'll send you 8 different swatches you can choose from. So yeah, you want a purple, but she's got one that's like an avatar purple or a light purple or a snake printed or, you know, she just has so many different options, and it's great to be able to have that conversation with who's doing your suit, because your suit's like, you know, if you don't like the way it feels or you don't like the way it fits, it's going to show on stage. So
that's tried other colors, which is cool, because I know for even myself, I've always had green somewhere in my suit. I've always like I just know that it works for me, and I get too nervous to try other colors.
Yeah.
So has that helped you at all, like picking a suit color?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Green was great when I especially had started going with like the red color, because almost like that poison ivy type feel. But I feel like with a tan, you just have to pick what color you feel is best for you. I had that red suit and realized red was not my color. Like it just didn't do well with me. The blue suit actually from Team U, I got from Georgianne, and I was like, hey, listen, because she's the one who made my green suit, because I was going to actually wear my green suit. And I was like, can you just pro cut this for me? And she was like, I just got a suit. I made it for one of the pros. You know, she rented it, gave it back, blah, blah, blah. She's like, you guys are the same measurements. Did you want to at least try this? And I was like, seriously? She's like, yeah. I was like, let's try it. The blue one, that girl, I put it on and I felt like you couldn't tell me anything. I was like, all right, this is the one that I'm wearing. I'm winning my pro card in this suit. That's how I felt. Like it just made me feel so good.
Yeah.
I just loved, and I wouldn't have chosen a blue. That color blue, I wouldn't have chosen a light color.
Good for you. It works great. And it looks like, is it just blues? There's no purple in it?
No, there's no purple. It was black, white, and then it was like the dark blue into the white ombre. And it was great. Like I said, I put it on and I felt like $1 million. Like you couldn't tell me anything.
Yeah. And did you still have it, or did you have to send it back?
No, I sent it back. I told her, I said, if I do go pro in it, then I'll buy it, because I don't want anybody else wearing it. But I didn't end up going pro in it, so send it back. I should have kept it, but I sent it back.
Oh, well, if she still has it, you never know.
I know, she still has it. Be like, so I'm just gonna put that in my repertoire. Just send that back. But no, she's great.
Another one
for
next year. So with the way that the Physique's going, now that they've brought women's bodybuilding back, now you said that you don't want to get any bigger if you go pro, but do you foresee any changes with the new divisions and everything? Do you think it would change your mind?
No, probably not.
Okay.
I love the way that I look right now. And I just don't want to get more shredded. Yes, would be great. Yeah. But that obviously comes with time and repetition. But I don't want to get any bigger. I don't want to get any wider. I love Physique because of the freedom and creativity that I'm allowed to have when I'm on stage. But if figure is where I can show the shredded aspect of me and still stay the size that I am, then that's where I'm going to go with. Because I don't want to be pushed to be bigger and better, because I know as an athlete, in my mind, that's what I'm going to want to do. If I'm staying in Physique, I'm going to want to be the best of the best, and I want to, step on stage and be able to compete. And I just feel like I won't be able to do that at the size that I am now, if that makes any sense.
So what kind of, do you do a meal plan or a macro type of diet?
We were just talking about that, actually. The macro thing I try to stay away from, because I feel like when you instantly throw that word out, people are like, okay, as long as I can fit it in, then I can eat it. And I'm like, that's not how it works. And especially when you're kind of brand new at the game, it's easier to be like, hey, listen, I need you to eat this at this time with that, please, and thank you. And then once they get comfortable with what they're doing, then you kind of free range and be like, eat a protein with a veggie and X, Y, and Z. But no, the closer that I get, my coach is very particular about what I eat, which is great because that means I don't got to think about it. I've been doing it for a while, so I already know what it is, but it's nice to sometimes just be able to go back and be like, okay, yeah, I know. All right, okay. 2 ounces, 1.5. Okay, there's a difference. It works. Just do it. But when I'm out of prep, like I still follow the meal plan. Actually, I get high anxiety when my food isn't prepped.
Yeah.
I hate being hungry. I just, it literally is a lifestyle.
Yeah, so, I agree.
I try to explain that to people because they're like, you still meal prep even when you're out of, yeah. Like,
dude, I've been using the scale for like consistently for definitely 3 years. That's for sure.
Yeah. So now I'm at the point where I just sort of eyeball it. I've been doing this for a while. Plus it helps that the fiance is a meal prep sous chef. So
okay.
He's a chef and food's always great. I can't really complain about it. The meal prep in itself. So life totally changed once we got together with the whole meal prepping thing. So seasonings and I had a very like rough relationship. Like we didn't exist at all. It was very rough. I hated every moment of it. And then I get with, Kevin and he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, what do you mean? What am I doing? I'm meal prepping. He's like, that's no wonder you're angry all the time. Like no wonder you're upset.
Yeah, you changed your world.
Oh my God, girl, last prep, I had the air fryer. I was using different seasonings. My texture on my fish was great. Like hot sauce and I were best friends. Like I actually enjoyed it. People were like, wow, your food smells really great. I'm like, yeah, it's like really healthy for you. Isn't that surprising?
Right. You're like, it's just beef and rice and maybe like some soy sauce. It's like 3 simple things.
Spicy mustard. It's my fave. So it's a blessing knowing that I have a chef in the house who, does this for a living anyway. So with his meal prep company, he does that. So.
Oh, that's fantastic though. Yeah, I know that's a lifesaver. How long have you guys been together?
It'll be 3 years in September. We've known each other probably about 5 years now, I want to say, but didn't get into a relationship until 2017, 18-ish. So.
And he competes too?
Yeah. Okay. He's been competing just as long as I have. He's got, I don't know, like 20 something shows under his belt. And
what division?
Men's physique.
Men's physique. Okay.
Got like 4, 5 overalls, I think.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So at the Lehigh, he went on first and he got the overall for men's physique.
Okay.
And, I looked at that and I said, he is not the only one walking out of here with a sword. So, yeah.
So you guys have competed, competed at the same time and everything?
Yeah.
Like, that's never been a problem?
No. Well, see, the thing is, and it's really funny because everybody's like, well, it's great that you two compete together and that you're in prep at the same time. And I'm like, no. He can eat whatever he wants. Like, not for nothing right now, he has a bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel. Okay.
That sounds delicious.
Girl, I can't eat that. If I ate that, I'd be huge.
Dude, these men have it lucky.
I know.
I train with guys too, and they literally are like, they get cheat meals just randomly in the week. And I'm like, I get like one a month. If I'm
lucky. Okay?
Right.
The body is different. No, but it's so crazy because like everybody's just like, you're just so lucky. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, I eat way different than he does. He supports it, so it's not like weird, like how some people are just like, oh, you're doing that again, or I just want to go out to eat, or I just want to. Obviously, we don't have that, and when we do go out, we're very seasoned and conditioned. Like we just know that like Fogo was our spot because you could just never ending like steak and what are the salt and pepper on it, like that's. Yeah, all the protein. So you're just like, yeah. But you can still get dressed up. People still stare because you're fit. And what are you doing here? And, but.
Like cheat meal, even though you guys think this is healthy.
No, wait, we were there so much that the server was, hey guys, what's up? Like, they were just like, what's up, fam?
Regulars are back for their meat.
Our regulars are back. The couple is back, yeah. So,
So then what's your favorite kind of meat there? Like which one you're like, I have to have that one?
I think it's the sirloin. One of the sirloins, it's just the sirloins and the fillet, just all salt and pepper.
Mm.
You can just, it's the simplicity of it is just leave the whole thing.
Yeah.
We'll be fine. Body can't process all that protein, but we'll figure it out.
And that's a typical refeed for you if you get it right.
Yeah. That or I love chicken parm, to be honest.
Chicken parm.
I'll do a chicken parm, but it's grilled chicken.
Okay. Yeah.
And no pasta. I'll do it with white potatoes and broccoli.
Okay.
So you get your sugar from your sauce, you get your fat from your cheese, you're still getting your protein with the grilled, you're getting a little bit of an insulin spike with the potatoes, and then obviously you got your broccoli. So, but it does exactly what I need it to do. So it's a smart refeed. It's just not a like I don't eat ice cream anymore. I used to be that person, put a dozen donuts in front of me. That's my cheat. Whatever I can fit in my face in 45 minutes.
I mean, how long do you feel that took to overcome that? Because I tell people all the time too, I'm like, listen, everyone's like, people are like, I want to look like you. And I'm like, okay, well, there's a lot of stages that like we go through. Like I went through that stage where I would binge eat for a cheat meal, but now I'm very like aware of what I'm eating and how I feel. So like, how did that feel for you?
Like I said, the first show that I ever had, I put on 40 pounds in 3 weeks. I was like, nobody. And the thing is that the coaches that I had, they didn't prepare me for that. They're like, okay, reverse diet. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? What does that even mean right now? Like, all I want to do is eat this.
Yeah.
And you want to know what it was for me, especially when I first started? It was, if I don't eat it right now, I'm never going to get it again.
That mindset, I tell you what, it was like the food is never going to be there, but in reality, it's like that food will always be there. Like
not going anywhere.
You're fine. Like,
and that's the thing. Like I try to even let my clients who aren't getting ready for a show know, and it's just a matter of like changing your relationship with food.
Right.
For me, I'm that person that can't eat when she's upset because I relate food to being happy. Mm-hmm. I relate it to like social, get-togethers and, just fun things. So I'm the complete opposite. If I'm not happy, I can't really indulge in anything. Mm-hmm. So it was just one of those things where you would work really hard, and then I need to reward myself. And I'm going to reward myself with a dozen donuts that are going to make me throw up, and with a large pizza that I can't fully finish, but I'm going to make sure that I do. Mm-hmm. Now I'm like, I'm lucky if I finish my, my chicken parm, and, it's just my mindset started to change. Like, I know that it's going to be there. This is something that I'm not in fear of losing. Mm-hmm. In a sense, and it's hard to explain if you've never stepped on stage in that sense, like having a relationship with food and being able to control it because of life. Yeah, it's close. But when you have put yourself through a deficit, and a large deficit, and then everybody's just telling you, you deserve this, you worked really hard, what I deserve is low cholesterol, a low body fat percentage, and, maybe some abs. Mm-hmm. Pushing it, but maybe some abs. Your whole mindset has to change over it, though. And it doesn't happen overnight. So it's okay that you feel that way, but it's a matter of finding somebody who understands mm-hmm. and doesn't shame you for it. So once you feel shamed for it, so like, oh, don't you work out? Yeah. Okay, well, what happened? Like last week you were way shredded. Now I'm playing in my mind, oh my God, now I look like I don't work out.
Right.
Because I just like indulged in that.
Yeah,
so getting over that.
A lot of like mental struggles. Like I know we're always looking at each other, and like with social media, like we're always like being looked at. So you're always wondering what people are thinking, because even like in an off season right now, like it's taken me a long time to remember that, yes, I'm not shredded right now, but like it will come. So like, I just don't let it really bother me. And I'm meeting a lot of girls now that are like, they want to just get shredded, but they want to build muscle. And it's like, well, you got to do all these steps.
Yeah. It's just a matter of growth. Like you have to learn. And that's why I try to tell my clients, I even try to tell people that I, run into or talk to, that what you see right now took almost 9 years.
Right.
It 9 years in October. And it was going through coaches. It was going through my own mental battles. It was going through, my battles with food. It was going through, well, what do I really want to look like? Is that even possible? Like, what can I actually do to make that work? And, you got to educate yourself. You got to talk to other people. I got lucky and got a really great mentor who really helped me. She helped guide me with posing and, meeting the right people and coaches and just being able to kind of like grow in that sense that I got lucky with her. So she, even one of the suits, the purple suit, the one that I had, I think it was at the South Jersey one where I was in the,
is that the 2015 one maybe, or?
No, not that one. It was recent.
Oh, recent. Okay.
Yeah.
With the rainbow colored almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She gave that suit to me.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's just being able to give back. So because I got a chance to have somebody who believed in me, I want to do the same. So it's like, if anybody has any questions or they just need a little bit of guidance here, or they're looking for a coach, or, it might not be me. I know other coaches who could help you, who are closer to you if you want hands-on. So it's like, I don't mind being the medium. I don't mind helping in that sense, because I know what it feels like to feel like you're alone. Nobody understands what you're going through, even though there's a huge, array of us. So.
Oh, for sure. And I think it's really important to find that coach that really like fits with you personality wise, who understands your feelings, who you can talk to about everything. Like, I've had some bad coaches and like now I'm really happy. I don't know. It was like I had to go through that. Yeah. But it is hard because you want people to understand that like there's a lot that goes into prep, and you just really need to you don't need to have like that coach be your best friend, but they just need to, be that person to motivate you when you need it, and like someone to talk to when you have like these like issues and get inside your head.
Yep. Like, I don't think I'm going to come in tight enough. Okay, well, you're 3 weeks out. Your body's going to change every day. Yeah, but I feel, go to bed. I love you, go to bed.
Yeah. Just
in the morning.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
It'll be all right. It's just a bodybuilding show.
Right. But, you get so competitive and, and I've gone through my own, like, health scares with it. So that's why I'm so into, well, how are you feeling? Do you have headaches? Like, send me a picture. What does your skin look like? Is your hair falling out? Like, there's so many things that I ask because I want to make sure that that I'm paying attention, because I know what it feels like to have all those things happen. So it's like, and that's another reason why it took me a little longer to become a coach, because you're not just coaching somebody to step on stage in a bikini. You're affecting the rest of their life. Right. You can, it's their metabolism that you're messing with. It's, there's just so many little things, or chemical balances or imbalances that could be affected by what they're doing. And did you see a doctor before you came and talked to me? Have you gotten, your regular physical? How is your heart? Like, there's just so many things that I ask before even getting involved that they're like, are you sure? Yes. Yeah. These questions I need to, so, I don't know. I just don't want anybody to feel like that this is just, all right, I'm just going to step on stage. No, it's a lot harder, especially when you have friends who don't understand, or a significant other who's like, why are you doing this to yourself?
Well, it sounds like you are a very passionate coach, that you know how to make people feel good. So, I mean, if somebody wanted to work with you, like, how can they reach out to you?
They just hit me up on my Instagram. I've got a few, but at Bodied by Kim. So BODIED BYKIM. And then just hit me up on an Instagram. Just
Instagram's the easiest way to get a hold of you.
Yeah, it's the easiest way, because there's also my websites on there, so they could email me through that, but that's where everything is kind of like linked in.
Okay. And you're taking clients?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I know right now with COVID and, some places gyms not being open, and then others, your food is your most important, to be honest. So, once you can find a relationship with that, then hitting the weights will definitely be the easy part, but that kitchen, man.
Yeah, and remind them the holidays are coming up, and you know what happens around the holidays.
Yes, I eat coconut pie and ice cream. You know, like that's like and I see the pumpkin spices coming out too. So I'm like,
you girls want to be ready, right?
Oh my God. I'm like, let's go. I'm so ready for this.
Oh. Well, Kim, I've had you on for almost an hour, so I wanted to end the show. Is there, do you have any, like, anything you want to give a shout out, any, like, sponsors, or I know you just gave out your website and social media.
Yeah, my coach, Rich Tuma, he's the best. He deals with a lot. So I just want to let him know that I really appreciate everything that he does for me. And then of course my fiance, because he, you know, his favorite line is, you need to certify yourself, you know, and, you know, if you don't believe in you, then who's going to believe in you? Right. So
and we'll be seeing you on the stage for 2021.
2021, yes. I'm maybe thinking, depending on, because I wanted to do Team U this year, so depending on if they have it up here or not, I don't know how that's going to work in November. That's more so what I'm shooting for. Okay. If not, then 2021, you know.
Yeah, running through the holidays, right?
So keep me focused. At least I think it's before Thanksgiving, so that's usually like my go-to. I'm like, as long as I can have Thanksgiving, I don't care what happens.
Right. Yeah. I mean, this whole year's been a mess. At least let me have my one meal.
Yeah, let me at least get the turkey and the cranberry and put it all together, the mashed potatoes. Just do me.
And I think I saw your birthday is 6/6. Yes. And so you're a Gemini like me.
Oh, bro, I'm such a Gemini. It's almost scary. So you can't leave out the 86 part. So I'm 6/6, 86. And whenever I say that to people, they instantly are like,
what? You know,
I'm actually the nicest person you'll ever meet. Just there's that other side too.
Gemini with fire.
Be careful.
That's why you hit the stage with such, like, you know, passion.
Yeah, a little sassiness.
I'm here to run this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, girl. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate your time. I feel like I could talk to you forever about coaching. You are so knowledgeable. So
just call me.
Yeah.
You know?
We'll do this again then sometimes. Maybe I'll find a good subject on coaching that we can discuss, or even if we get closer to your show and we can kind of do an update too.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, Paige. It was great.
Problem. Thanks.